Newly married Jana Duggar is ready to embark on another new journey. The 34-year-old, the second eldest child of 19 kids, and counting couple Jim Bob Duggar and Michelle Duggar, says she and husband Stephen Wissmann are planning to move to his native Nebraska. "He has a little house we bought that we've been fixing up and getting pulled together," the former Counting On star told People in comments published August 17, 2 days after the pair tied the knot in her home state of Arkansas. And so that's been fun. In 2023, Stephen purchased a 5-bedroom home in Lincoln, Neb, according to property records obtained by E! News. His family lives about 20 minutes away in Milford, Neb, and owns a construction company where he works. Jana and Stephen, 31, hadn't been engaged long before their wedding. He proposed to her in June, People reported. However, the two have known each other for a while. They initially crossed paths more than 10 years ago, when his family crashed with the Duggars during a snowstorm in Arkansas. Jana and Stephen dated briefly a few years ago, then broke up and eventually got back together earlier this year. Jana is one of the last of the adult-age Duggar children to get married. She follows in the footsteps of siblings Josh Duggar, her twin John David Duggar, who is younger than her by 3 minutes, plus Jill Duggar Dillard, Jessa Duggar Seawald, Jinger Duggar Vuolo, Joseph Duggar, Josia Duggar, Joy Anna Forsyth, Justin Duggar, and twins Jedediah and Jeremiah Duggar, who is married to Stephen's sister Hannah, one of his 12 siblings. "I haven't always understood what the bigger picture is, but I know that God knows what is best for all of us," Jana told People. "And so for me, it's getting married later." The parents of 19 and grandparents of over 36 little ones started out as high school sweethearts. Michelle has recalled being saved at 15. Then, one night, Jim Bob was making home outreach visits on behalf of his Baptist church, and he ended up knocking on the Rourke family's door after his friend told him that this girl from school that just got saved and is a cheerleader lived there. They invited Michelle to Sunday school at their church, and Jim Bob said he prayed to God that they could be each other's spiritual leaders, though apparently their first meeting wasn't as memorable for Michelle. A year later, she applied for a job at the frozen yogurt shop owned by Jim Bob's parents. "You came to the counter where I was standing by the cash register and introduced yourself," Michelle remembered in a letter posted on the family blog in 2017 for Jim Bob's birthday and their 33rd wedding anniversary. "You were shy but very sweet. I really don't remember much about that conversation, except that you finally mustered up the courage to ask me if I would go to your junior-senior banquet with you." She attended the dinner with him at Shiloh Christian, but it was when they hung out afterward discussing the Bible for hours at her parents' house that she knew. "From there, we believe our hearts were knit together," Michelle has said. "We graduated high school in May of 1984 and were married in July. I was 17 and Jim Bob was 19. The couple dedicated themselves to God and each other for the long run." Jim Bob is a former state legislator, having served in the Arkansas House of Representatives for the 6th District from 1999 until 2002, during which he was vice chair of the House of Corrections and Criminal Law Subcommittee. A run for U.S. Senate in 2002 ended in the primary, as did a bid in 2006 to become the Republican nominee for Arkansas State Senate District 35. He and Michelle, who are both licensed realtors, have been active in conservative causes, an aspect of their lifestyle that won them and 19 Kids and Counting, which premiered in 2008 as 17 Kids and Counting, both fierce supporters and fierce critics. A robocall Michelle recorded in 2014 encouraging people to vote against a proposed anti-discrimination ordinance in Fayetteville, in which she said she was calling to inform them of the so-called dangers of making it legal for transgender men and women to use the facilities they feel safest and most comfortable in, inspired a Change.org petition demanding TLC cancel their show. The City Council approved the ordinance. Eldest Duggar child Josh was born March 3, 1988. He too became a conservative activist, campaigning for the Family Research Council. He stepped down after old police records surfaced in 2015, revealing that he had been accused of molesting several girls, including his sisters Jessa and Jill, when he was a teenager. Jessa defended her brother in a sit-down with Fox News that June, insisting that the worst names people were calling Josh were so overboard and a lie, really. I mean, people get mad at me for saying that, but I can say this because I was one of the victims. His wife also stuck by him, including after he admitted to being unfaithful. When he checked into a treatment center in 2016, his parents called it a crucial first step in recovering and healing. Parents of 3. Daughter Mackenzie, October 8, 2009, and sons Michael, June 15, 2011, and Marcus, June 2, 2013. When the scandal broke, Anna gave birth to their 4th child, Meredith, on July 16, 2015, the same day TLC canceled 19 kids. Their 5th child, son Misson Garrett, was born September 12, 2017. Daughter Mariella Hope arrived November 27, 2019, and baby No. 7. Madison Lily was born October 23, 2021. In a federal indictment filed in April 2021, Josh was charged with a count apiece of receipt and possession of child pornography. He pleaded not guilty on both counts. In 2022, Josh was found guilty on both counts and sentenced to 12.5 years in prison. Shortly after Josh was born, Michelle got pregnant again, but suffered a miscarriage. While she and Jim Bob were still grieving that loss and praying for guidance, they found out that twins were on the way. We felt it was a double blessing, she told Love to Know. God was encouraging our hearts. We're still learning. It's really so unusual because I breastfeed my babies, but my children are so close together. I have a baby, and then 8 months later, I'm expecting. Just another unusual thing the Lord has seen fit to do with our situation. John David and his sister Jana were born on January 12, 1990. After a whirlwind courtship, they did know of each other for several years, though, before meeting at a church event in Abby's home state of Oklahoma. And a short engagement, John David and Abby got married on November 3, 2018. They welcomed daughter Grace Anna Duggar on January 7, 2020, and son Charlie Duggar in September 2022. On their 30th birthday in January 2020, John David's twin confessed in a sweet message to him. Ever since John and I were little, we've been asked if we have that twin thing. You know, the thing where you feel what the other one is feeling or know what the other one is thinking. Well, John, I've always answered that with a no, but now I can honestly say that the day little Gracie was born, I felt every bit of happiness that you did. So I guess it must be real. Jana continued, "It's so sweet watching you and Abby as parents. You're naturals. And the same qualities that have made you a wonderful brother will also make you an amazing dad." And while Jana watched 11 of her 18 brothers and sisters get married before she found love with Stephen Wissmann, whose sister Hannah Wissmann is married to the former TLC star's brother Jeremiah, she believes it's all part of God's plan. I haven't always understood what the bigger picture is, but I know that God knows what is best for all of us. And so, for me, it's getting married later. Jana told People in August 2024, shortly before her wedding. Each of our stories will be written differently. If we were all the exact same, it would be a boring life.